Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors into the apostles, double honors into the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Akwath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And we're back into the, this is part 2, as I was said that there will be a part 2 to this video, going into the the new Oxford annotated Bible with Apocrypha. And the version that I have is the revised version right here. All right, the one I really would like is this one. Because if it's this much information in the revised, I can only imagine what's in the one that hasn't been revised. You know, the one that they first did. You know, and they always like to revise things when they realize they've put out too much information, so they come with another one. Because revisions with Esau Edom is not to make it better; is actually to hide the truth. All right, so we were in Ezra's. And I was really focusing on Ezra's the 6th chapter. And so I'm going to go straight to Ezra 6, 25 and 27, just to see how it reads and look at some of the notes on it. I'm also planning to read 6 and 54, look at those notes, and then jump over to 7 and read 28 through like 29, you know, when the promise of Yahushua is coming. And then look at the notes that they have to say on that. And you'll find it that it is beyond clear that this world was created for the Israelites. All right. And the Lord said that he changes not. You know, I believe it's Malachi 3 and 6 and Hebrews 13 and 8 in the New Testament. All right. But let's hit to it. Let's go straight to 2nd Ezra 6 and 27. And it reads, it says, "For evil shall be blotted out, and deceit shall be quenched. Faithfulness shall flourish, and corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be revealed." So it pretty much reads the same and says the same right there. But let me take a look or gander down at the notes. All right, and it says, I'm going to bring this to the camera, "Signs of the end of the age. Thou didst show me in part." All right. And then it gives you a gang of precepts. All right. "The book shall be open." Yeah. Oh, man, these are some fire precepts. This is a lesson all by itself. I'm going to come back and do that a lesson. All right. Now let's go to 6 and 54. That was the one I really wanted to get to. 6, 50... Yeah, 54. And it reads, in this version of the Bible, it says, "Over these thou didst place Adam as ruler over all the works which thou hast made." Matter of fact, I'm going to start at 53. It says, "On the 6th day thou didst command the earth to bring forth before thee cattle, beasts, and creeping things." So that's all life, mankind included. "And over these things thou didst place Adam as ruler over all the works which thou hast created. And from him we have all come, the people whom thou hast chosen." So, you know, close to the same. And it's telling you that out of all the people, the creepy things and cattle that came forth, that he chose one group of people. And even in the beginning, you know, the Israelites were referred to as the sons of God. When you do your research, you'll find that there are 3 classes of people. They're the sons of God. They're the sons of man, which are the other nations. And then there's the sons of the wicked. That's referring to Esau, Edom. All right. Esau, Edom, who are literally the descendant came back as Edom, as Abel came back as Jacob. You know, they were brothers again. All right. And out of the descendants of Jacob came the righteous chosen. Out of the descendants of Esau came the hated wicked, who got dominion over this current earth, who would be in rulership upon the return of the Lord. Isaiah 63:1, hence the reason why white superiorities in Christianity, which is based upon white superiority, has taught that the Edomites were done away with. They have been trying to duck and dodge their judgment. And then they also put out another false doctrine that about Japhet being so-called white people. All right, that caused more confusion. Japhet, the Japhetic people, the sons of Japhet, were melanated, brown-skinned people. All you have to do is look up the relics from the Etruscans, which were the real Greeks and Romans, and and their brethren. Those were all melanated people. They were not pale. All right. So back into it says, verse 55, 2 Ezra 6:55. All this I have spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast said that it is for us, and that thou didst create this world. So that's plain. All right. As for the other nations which have descended from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, and that they are like spittle, and thou hast compared their abundance to a drop from a bucket. Now I'm gonna jump down to the notes. All right. But let's bring this to the camera. Okay. So where are we? Start at 55. You see that where it says start at 55? The idea the world was created for the sake of Israel is not found in the Old Testament, but was deduced by the rabbis, not Jewish rabbis. They weren't Jewish. It's the 12 tribes of Israel. They keep trying. That's the Esau Edom trying to throw that Jewish in there. Remember, the Jewish were the converts that were Edomites that were forced to follow the ways of the Israelites by John Hyrcanus. So instead of saying, so they like to supplement the word Jewish when it should be the Israelites or the children of God. It says from such passages, and then it gives you the precepts. All right. You see Isaiah 40:15, a drop in the bucket, meaning they're like that. Okay. So the other nations mean absolutely nothing to the Lord. Their whole creation was created to serve the Israelites in a righteous kingdom, all right, that's modeled after the kingdom of heaven, on earth as it is in heaven. So he's going to put people over there, but the Israelites are going to be put over there, and they're going to be made immortal. They're going to be special people. That's why he says, thou art a special people above all people on the face of the earth. That's Deuteronomy 7:6. You can't get around these things. You could try. And the only way to get around it is compel lies, and that's what's going on. That's why people like Vocab Malone and a lot of these other Christians are just being found to be liars. All right, and did not, they come with doctrines. They change the meaning of words. The whole thing about ruddy, ruddy had nothing to do with Esau. Esau was never identified as being ruddy. He was identified as being red. So what did they do? They added their definition of red into the definition of ruddy. Ruddy actually meant brown, reddish brown, brown skin with reddish tones. And all you have to do is just look up ruddy, any ruddy animal to prove that. So you mean all of a sudden ruddy means brownish red with people. All right, how about we do this? You can clearly see that mongoose that popped up. Ruddy ducks. All right, those are ruddy ducks. How about this guy right here? Okay, what white person that looks like that? So why would a ruddy duck, all right before your eyes, let's change that to horse. But when it comes to a person, they become a pale person. It makes absolutely no sense. Why? Because it's a complete and total. Come on, man. Stop playing. All right. Brown with reddish tones. I am very, very light complected, light brown with reddish tones, not pale with reddish tones. Okay? You know, Esau is just being found a liar. Okay, so let's go over to, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to the Bible. That was just to prove a point. This version here. All right. And I imagine too, because like I said, I bought mine used for this very book for like $12.50. The tag is still on the back of it. All right, I bought it used for $12.50, brand new. It was probably brand new. Because what happens is this particular store that I go to gets donations from, and they usually, and I've watched the people that bring them up. Usually the people that are bringing in the books, you know, very rich Edomites, and they have these books that usually are not even open, unused, or they come from schools and universities, and then they sell the books at a discounted price. And as a matter of fact, this is the very place that I picked up that. If I'm not mistaken, I think I got that Winston Simplified Dictionary Bible from them as well. Either that or it was a secondhand store that was in this very wealthy neighborhood. It's good to go to the secondhand stores and the bigger ones that have book sections in the wealthier neighborhoods, because you'll find all kind of treasures there. That's where you find, and you know, in especially Jewish communities, because that's where you can find a lot of these books that have information that hasn't been revised, or they never expected you to read or even think about. I remember I picked up a Black's Dictionary Bible, Dictionary Law Bible. I think I have a 4th edition, and the Edomites was so like curious about why I wanted this book. You know, they would just, it's like I was getting a damn interview. I was being, you know, what's the word, interrogated. I was like, well, you know, I want to buy this book because I want to have understanding. And they just was like, you know, looking at each other like they just like, okay, well, you're not a lawyer? And no, I'm not a lawyer. But, yeah, so they don't expect Jake, you know. They know that a Jake with some intelligence that can actually go and research and read is a threat to them, especially the men of the Lord, all right? Because I learned how to research from the apostles and elders, man. You know, they that was the first, that was, you know, that lesson was almost in learning how to research and study and learn, you know, especially the subject matter that you're speaking about. That's beyond important. And the apostles out the gate, you know, when they would, you know, that first wave of you know, brothers that became a part of what became GMS, were taught that. And those are, you know, the camp heads and elder brothers in the camps, you know, that was been around since, you know, since they came on the YouTube, 2007. And then the brothers that came in, you know, in 2008, 2009, 2010, those first, you know, 2-3 years, you know, those are typically, in most cases, the heads and the elder brothers in the camps that came in, that were the fruit of that, you know. But let's get back into it. This is 2nd Ezra 7 and 28. I was anxious to see what that one had to say, so I'm gonna start at 27. And it reads, "And everyone who has been delivered from the evils that I have foretold shall see my wonders. For my son, the Messiah, shall be revealed." All right? Revealed. So think about Revelations, the revealing of the Lord. Why? Because they put up a false image of him. And many people in the world, you know, are still foolish enough and stupid enough to believe that the Lord was a so-called white man. I would say most people know that he isn't, but you still have groups of people out there who just refuse to look at the evidences that prove otherwise. They just ignore the information. This is too hurtful for them. It says, for my son, the Messiah, shall be revealed with those who are with him. And so that means everybody's not with him. Okay? Everybody's not with the Lord. All right? And it says, and after these years, my son, the Messiah, shall, for my son, the Messiah, shall be revealed with those who are with him, and those who remain shall rejoice 400 years. So that's that 400-year period. All right. From the time of the Grecian captivity. 400 years of becoming strangers, of becoming Gentiles. And then the Lord showed up, and then the disciples showed up, and then, to bring our people back. All right. And so basically upon the return, the end started. That's why when the Lord in Acts 1:6, the first thing the disciples asked him once he showed that he had come back from the grave, from death, would thou now restore the kingdom to Israel? So let me read that again and then go down to the notes, and we'll close this up. But it says, I'm going to start at 27 again, read 27 and 29, all right? 27 through 29. And everyone that shall be delivered from the evils that I have foretold shall see my wonders. For my son the Messiah shall be revealed with those who are with him, and those who remain shall rejoice for 400 years. And after these years, my son the Messiah shall die, and all who draw human breath. And the world shall be turned back to primal silence for 7 days, as it was from the first beginning, so that no one is left. And after 7 days, the world, which is not yet awake, shall be roused, and that which is corruptible shall perish. So that change is coming. All right. So here, let me go. Let's bring the study part that they have, the notes that they write, the scholars. All right. It says the messianic kingdom of the end of the world, foretold. And that's 7, and that's in 2 Ezra 7:26 through 44. All right. It says, the city, the heavenly Jerusalem, the land of a heavenly paradise, to whose remains after the conditions that will provide the inauguration of the messianic kingdom. All right. So it's going to be basically what it's telling. Heaven is going to be here on earth. That's why it says, all right. That's why it says on earth as in heaven in the Lord's Prayer. And that's also why it says in Revelation, when it says, I saw a new heaven and a new earth. Let me see how that reads in this version. This is Revelation 20:21 and 1, and it reads, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth has passed away. That's the rulership of Esau, Edom. All right. And the sea was no more. So let me take a peek at the study guide. Wow. 21 through 6. The binding of Satan and his reign, and the reign of the martyrs. Who are the martyrs? It talked about those who he saw the spirits of those, the souls of those who have been martyred, had their heads chopped out. Let's bring that into the camera, man. All right. And so those were people that were martyred, not angels. All right. Well, they were angels, but it says the binding of Satan and the reign of the martyrs. All right. So the martyrs are the Israelites who are going to rule this current earth. And it gives you a roll call of them in Revelation, the 7th chapter. All right. It gives you the roll call of the judges of the government. And it's the 12 tribes, just 10,000 men, which is a very small number when you think of 8 billion people. 12,000 men from each of the 12 tribes. That's 144,000. And that 144,000 judges, that government is going to be headed by King David, third in command, Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, ignorantly, and then Yahweh himself, the Heavenly Father, the Most High God. So you have the Most High, Yahushua, all right? So Yahweh, why Yahushua, King David, who is Peter sitting on the throne, and then the rest of the 144,000 to be the new governing government of the world and mankind forever and ever and ever. A never-ending kingdom, the last kingdom. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, Wa Abba, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom.